Okay, hi. Today I'm with some of my fellow class of 2020 people. This is Masaki
Hey.
and Jackson.
Hello.
And Masaki, you want to say a little bit about yourself? Or?
Sure, I come from Japan, but I live in China for a long time, and I was in Canada for the last 2 years. And if you're wondering why I'm so dressed up, I was just at a career slash
No, you just like to dress
networking
up, so.
event, so I don't wear like this every day.
Yeah, sure. And Jackson?
Yeah, I'm Jackson. I'm from Los Angeles, California. I'd never been to China before coming to NYU Shanghai, and
Yeah, so we wanted to answer a couple of the questions I've gotten through Instagram DMs and YouTube comments. And just like, especially because a lot of people just got accepted, so congratulations. It's really exciting. Very formal clap for you. And so I know a lot of people are like trying to consider whether they should go or even like visit China before they go. And so the first question that I got a couple times was it hard to adapt to Shanghai, China? So what do you guys think? Was it like hard to adapt to life here, or especially like never having been to China before coming here?
right. No, I'd say definitely it was. There were some parts or aspects of it that were more difficult transitioning to, but it wasn't the things that I expected to be so difficult. It was like the smaller things, like I mean, of course, there's the language barrier if you don't speak Chinese, but like simple things like going and buying chips from the little, I don't know, the convenience stores like becomes sort of a challenge. But then again, like just living in a big city, that was something that I was used to. So that wasn't so strange to me, but it's the small things that you don't expect.
Yeah, that's true. It's not so much like not being able to communicate with people as much as like finding things like maybe a random medicine if you're sick, or like a random like pharmacy item. Like that was like the main thing for me, was like, where do I buy like my usual shampoo? Like that, just like it was stuff like that mainly. It wasn't so much like the new food, and I don't know.
For me, I've lived in China for like more than 10 years, and I lived in China before, so it's not really fair for me to answer. But has been really huge changes. I was away from China for 3 years while I was in Canada. But then when I'm back, the second tallest built skyscraper in the world was built, and there's way more taller buildings. And also, there wasn't Didi, Ele.me, or Alipay back then.
We should probably explain those are.
Explain those right now.
Okay.
Ele.me is an app on your phone, and you can call delivery from any restaurants around the U.S.
It's the best app ever.
And they'll deliver it within 30 minutes. And the
like
delivery fee is like
app.
50 cents US dollars, so it's like nothing. And Didi is the Uber of China, and it's pretty cheap and reliable. And then Alipay is pretty much Apple Pay, but they've done 100 times better than Apple. You can use it everywhere. You can use it at shopping malls, convenience store, even like a small restaurant, because the chances are the cashier has Alipay too.
And those are some places like you can only pay with Alipay, so it's actually super important to get these apps.
And the school does a great job like helping you to get everything.
They had a workshop,
specifically for this stuff. But another question I actually got was how important it was to visit China before and kind of like know you're getting into. But for me, I actually visited China 3 times before I accepted admission to the school, so I kind of knew a little bit. But I can't imagine like it would be difficult. Like Jackson, was it difficult to like not? Yeah.
No, I actually lied. I had been in China once, but it was after I pressed the acceptance.
So it was ASW.
So it wasn't ASW. It was before that. It just happened like this random chance that I got to go. But I was only there for 2 days. I was laying for 2 days, so just a quick glimpse at the city. But it's definitely scary. We have a friend, Cyrus. Shout out Cyrus. He had never left the United States before.
He did like 3 states in his own country.
And like that was a really brave move. But he loves it here. I think he's one of the people who enjoys this school and the city more than people who've been here several times. And
so like there's definitely gutsy people who jump in, but I think it is good to have a little bit of knowledge, even if you can't come. Just like at least I guess research the city a little bit, just to figure out what you're getting into. But I think it's important, but definitely not like a life-ending decision if you can't come to China. Like, that's true. And also, is learning Mandarin hard? It's death. Like, it's terrible. It's the worst. But I mean, the school helps you do it. Like, there's a lot of resources, so you do. Like, how do you feel about that?
I mean, like, personally, what I loved about learning Chinese is that they, at least in NYU Shanghai, they teach you the important stuff. So, like, how to bargain with like shoppers.
The fake market bargaining.
Yeah, and like learning how to give directions in a taxi. Like that's immediately like what they start teaching you.
It's really practical stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
So that was helpful, but it is hard.
Yeah, it is hard, and you have to like take a certain number of credits. So like, but but they will help you. So I would say it's good and bad because it means you actually learn it because it's super hard, but then, you actually learn it.
You also have to take the class up to past intermediate 2 to graduate the school, and it's very rigorous here.
Which is like a really high level of Chinese.
By the time you graduate, you'll definitely
that's like
be
almost fluent.
pretty fluent.
Yeah. But another question I got several times was about student life, like clubs, activities, and like involvement. So what do you guys thoughts about that, like student life here?
There's plenty of stuff offered. Personally, like I don't know, I just don't really do the whole club thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, we literally just came back from like this conference.
That's why I'm so dressed up. So.
So formal. This is my idea of formal, but I don't know. But yeah, there's tons of stuff outside of school. I actually participated in a ceramics class.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was fun. It was like for a couple weeks.
There's a lot of Chinese cultural.
Yeah, I'm taking one. Guzheng classes, so it's really cool.
Or like calligraphy, everything.
Yeah, but I think that a lot of students actually participate maybe more in like the Shanghai life than student life. Like there's almost like I feel like there's a lot of focus on
so
like
much to see,
true like it's such a like it's the biggest city in the world. There's so much out there to do. Like so I feel like a lot of students are doing almost like jobs and activities and classes outside of school more than in school. But yeah, so
for clubs, I'm more involved in clubs, and obviously because the schools is much smaller and there's not as many students, it might not be as comprehensive as some of the bigger U.S. university where there's like 20,000 people.
Yeah, that's true.
But then the upside to that is that it's really flexible because there's startup university. You can, if you have some idea, you can pitch to the school, and the chances are it's easier to get the club set up here than in a bigger U.S. university.
So I guess it's easier to become a leader here almost, which is like good for your resume. So.
Everyone can be a leader.
You can be a leader of your own thing. Another question that I got, I think is super important to address, is pollution. Because like a lot of people are saying like how bad is it? Because you hear all this stuff in the news, and it's pretty bad, honestly. Like to be honest, it's pretty bad. But
okay, for me, it's probably worse than Western countries. But Shanghai is one of the biggest city in China with the cleanest air. So the Shanghai government has really put a lot of measures. They shut down a ton of factories. Compared to Beijing, the air AQI here is about 60, 70, but Beijing is usually 300, 400.
That's
so Shanghai is really clean in China, but it might be a little worse than Western country.
Most people can feel it, and like a lot of people wear face masks.
Definitely, like during the winter, it gets bad. But I don't know. I personally thought it was gonna be worse than when I came. I was expecting like Beijing. But it wasn't so bad. I mean, I rarely have to wear like a face mask or anything. But
school give us free really good face masks, and also in every facility in the campus and also in the dorm there's an air purifier. So
so when you're inside, it's not really a worry. So it's like in conclusion, it is pretty bad, but like you don't need to worry about it as much unless you're just, I guess, running outside and jogging and just like consuming the air. But the last question that I got a couple times was grades and SATs for NYU Shanghai, like the range and like how good people's chances are. I think it's pretty much all over the map because our school is like so international and diverse. Like there's people with low SAT scores that have done like amazing things and like started businesses and also from different countries. Like we have people from like literally all over the world, and just like so if they maybe didn't get a chance to study as much as the SAT, like they based on their circumstances they'll still have a really good chance to get into school. So like what do you guys thoughts about that?
I feel like I've talked to a lot of my friends, and their SAT scores are all like everywhere. There's people from very low 1700s, 1800 up to all the way up to almost 2400, like 23 something. So chances are, I think the school don't care about your SAT score as much as other schools. Because it's a startup school, they're looking more for people who challenge themselves and I think thrive in a new environment.
That's a good point. Like, I think they're really looking for people who could thrive in Shanghai, like at a new kind of experimental type of thing. So people who have started their own thing or like think creatively, I think that's a lot more valued than high grades or good SATs. But
easily. I know that I think the school does a really good job of having a holistic view of like students, and I know that I think for me the interview was probably a bigger part than like
that's
my
true.
SAT score or anything. So it's really just about you and like the individual and like looking at everything rather than just a number. So
So keep that in mind for essays to really like I think it's important to bring out like who you are individually and also what makes you unique. And I know it's kind of cliche, but like really focus on like how you're a leader and an individual, and how you can like kind of break out of the mold, because that's what we all kind of do here. But thanks for joining me, guys. It's been great to kind of talk about this, and good luck to everyone who wants to apply and wants to come. Like, I hope you get to meet you and you get to come here. But
if you have more questions, drop a comment down below, like the video, and follow Julia
on Instagram.
Everywhere.
We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye. 再见.